So, Chief Minister, I want to ask you this because I think everyone has been trying to, and we've had some analysts talk about it, but everyone's trying to understand what's happened. And because you've been Chief Minister once before, and now you are in touch with the establishment and security authorities there. This return of homegrown terror, what is your theory about it? What do you think is lending itself to it?
Why do you use the word return? When did it ever go away? It was there.
Aren't people sounding surprised that, with the Red Fort attack?
Well, I think only those people are surprised who had convinced themselves that it was gone. I have been one of those people who has been telling you that you can't wish this away. And that the changes that you made to the constitutional relationship between Jammu and Kashmir and the rest of India are not going to miraculously result in an end to terror. They're not going to result in an end to separatism, because those quarters that have been doing this are not doing it because of what Jammu and Kashmir enjoyed constitutionally. They're doing it for entirely different reasons. So those of you who convinced themselves that 5th August 2019 was some miraculous cure to all of J&K's problems, I think you're the ones who are surprised. I'm not. I'm actually surprised that it took this long for the rest of you to realize that perhaps things are not as great as was sold to the rest of the country.
Well, let me put it like this. Do you feel that there is going to be an uptick in it?
Look, I'm not going to get into that. I'm hoping that it won't. I'm hoping that what happened in Baisaran and subsequently what has happened in Delhi was a sufficient wake-up call, that we will realize the gravity of what we're dealing with. I think also Rahul alluded to it in his conversation with Dr. Jaishankar. We now have drawn a line in the sand vis-a-vis how we will react to future attacks. That makes it even more sort of pressing on us to ensure that an attack like this doesn't happen again. Because we have effectively said that an attack of this nature will be considered an act of war. I think the only saving grace where the Delhi bomb blast was concerned is that there was no external hand visible. I mean, invisibly there must have been. But unlike Pahalgam, where all the perpetrators were from outside of Kashmir, in this case, I think that gave Government of India a little bit of a cushion that they didn't have to enact what I think we can safely call the Modi doctrine on internal security.
Mr. Abdullah, I'm sorry to just stress on this again, but is there something that the administration can proactively do to lessen or counter this homegrown terror?
Well, I think first and foremost, you can't operate governments in silos. You cannot have an elected government that is completely removed from any security-related decisions.
Right.
How do you expect a proper flow of information if the elected representatives play no part whatsoever in decisions affecting the security? Look, I have been on both sides of this prism. You pointed out, and I'm probably unique in that respect in this country. I'm the only chief minister who has governed both a state and a union territory.
Yeah.
And I can tell you without fear of contradiction that the union territory model does not work.